Hi guys, and welcome to the crew. Well, first I wanted to make a gameplay of this game, but then I decided to show, I usually like to show my cars first, so that's what I'm going to do. Man, I just love the dust. So let's go to my base and show you what's going on. Ooh, that car is so dirty. So first, this is my 2011 Ford Mustang GT, the 5-liter V8 version, with a street racing kit. Doesn't look, anything out of the ordinary, just a spoiler, a couple of body kits, custom, yeah. Customized and everything. So let's get inside the car. And one of the things I really like from this game is that they actually got many of the car details right. I mean, yeah, it's not Forza or anything, but for example, they even got the dials of the, the buttons of the steering wheel and everything right. I mean, this is crazy. And of course, this is from, the studio Ivory Tower was actually made by the remaining crew of Eden Games. I mean, which games don't have a rear view of your car, right? It's amazing. But this is another awesome thing, and it's that you can actually see how the cars run and everything. So what you have chosen, what you have chosen for the parts of the car and everything that look like stupid. I actually chose that hood for the car because I thought it was like one of the best for the kind of style I want to give, like street racing and such. The car is already repaired, so why am I gonna need to fix it? Of course, I'm not really fond of the 2011 version, really. Then we've got the dirt kit, which is much more, yeah. It might not be as quick as the street one, but this girl leaps like a tiger. And I went with this, lining red, black, and white decal setting with a two-tone. So it looked quite unique. The interior doesn't change much. I chose the the good old Fastback rear spoiler configuration from the bosses because I miss those cars. And I went to, the hood roof scoop for that, outdoor racing style you can get. Oh yeah, and those carbon fiber rear window scoops. Yeah, I just missed the good old Mustang. Then this is the performance edition, which is a nice kit. I've gotta say, because the performance American cars have this typical Holy-like carburetor. They even got the animation for the, for the admission, right? Hey, look! And if I tweak accelerator, yeah, look at that. It has an intercooler just for a little change. The rims here are awesome, like 16-spoke ones. But I'm not really fond of the, of the spoiler. And I don't know if they, if they had anything better. So anyway, we get inside, and it's still the normal Mustang, as we can see. Just a little bit black, but nothing out of the ordinary. Now what's out of the ordinary? It's the Raid kit, which is this one. Now this looks more like a monster truck, not like a raid car. Let's go to Baja, dudes! Right? I still love the, you know, the quadruple lights. Not fond of the, you know, of the spare wheel there though. And yeah, those bars there are not helping. Although I like those, you know, I like the spoiler and the exhaust pipes. The bad thing about the raid and circuit configurations, you know, those kits, is that you cannot actually customize the cars. Like, you can only choose the color, the rims, and interior. But that's it. Nothing fancy. And then we got, you know, the typical raid style cockpit with the buttons and the switches and the racing steering wheel. So this is where the interior gets a real transformation. The other three were just, you know, they kept the cockpit as normal. But this is a true transformation of the car. And of course we got the fifth kit of the for the cars, which is circuit. And this one, it was just, you know, spitting a ball on this one, because circuit, you know, circuit kits don't really have much of a customization part either. Just color, rims, and interior. And I wanted something different rather than the, you know, the red and black, which is my favorite color combination. So I added some green, and I'm happy with it. Still looks like the raid interior though. I'm pretty sure about that. Maybe they did that to, you know, cut some. But of course, this is just the 2011 Mustang, and it's not most of my choices, okay? I have the Ferrari 458 Speciale, which is it's a Ferrari, dudes. I didn't want to, you know, you can actually customize this thing a bit. Just don't mess up with the colors or everything, or, you know, people's gonna laugh at you. I mean, it's a Ferrari. It's gotta keep. Tuning is not their thing on Ferrari, okay? But I really love the interior though. And I went with this Alcantara styled, because you can actually customize the interiors and everything. And I went with this Alcantara style look, which looks really awesome. And they got every small detail right. And look at those engine heads of the V8 engine. Man, that's sexy. They even got the dials right. Yeah. Tasty. Yep. I even chose the rims on purpose because I like the red and black colors mixed together, but I also like this car, which is a McLaren, but it didn't look as good on red. So I preferred on, on colors such as orange or blue. So for the performance kit, I chose this metallic orange color, which is from the stock colors of one of the stock colors of the McLaren. And fiddling with the settings, I realized that the second tone color actually made the front bumper upper part be painted. So I chose this gray metallic finish for a unique look, and it looks original, especially with this wave-like grassy decal on it. Nice sticker. And of course, the typical racing rims. I just like those from all the choices of the game. The interior, as always, is the typical McLaren MP4. This is actually a pre-ordered DLC if you don't know. Of course, the screens of the dash and everything are not really, they're not interactive. Which I told you, it's not Forza, but hey. But what I really like from the interior of this car is the aircon. Those, you know, those round holes, they look pretty nice. And look at that V8. I think that's the fuel tank too. But, wow. Or maybe it's the... No, I don't know. I don't think that's the fuel tank, but... I've got to say it looks really awesome. I think that was the oil compartment. And yeah, I made the... I made the rear spoiler gray on purpose, because it was part of the second tone. And then we have my circuit configuration of the McLaren. And I wanted to give it an elegant metallic blue look to this one. And I don't regret. No, sir. Also, I went with this, you know, racy Fiat-like sticker setting. Too bad that you cannot do your own stickers, you know, like in Forza and Drive Club and everything. Also, this is not a normal McLaren, because this is the GT3 version, you know, the one used for Fiat GT3 looks. And it's the actual one. They've got it right. The spoilers and the side scoops and everything. It's pretty nice, and it's a carbon fiber. Now let's run it backwards. Yeah, it's hellish. Although the part I really like from it is this. I'm going to point it to you. This upper scoop here. I love it. It's like it sucks all the air just to cool the engine and get the right amount. Also, it's one of my most powerful cars in the game, but I haven't maxed it out yet. I have some cars maxed out, but they don't reach the speed of this demon. Then of course we got the pre-ordered DLC cars, which are the Mini Cooper. Don't like it. Let's get to the next. The 2011 BMW. I like it a bit more. And I wanted to give a unique look to it. And Dodge RAM SRT10. But I have something better for this one. But I really like how this ended up, you know, with the matte black parts here and the red roof. It actually makes it look good and badass, you know, like something out of a Stallone movie. Yeah, kids, never go inside of a car while, you know, turning it on and such. From the DLC pre-order cars, this is my favorite, really. But the thing is that these cars just have, you can only tune them on the street configuration. Which means you have to buy the original car if you want to use it on different settings. Which is a shame, because the Dodge Ram is actually a pretty versatile car, even though it's a truck. This was my... Also, you cannot change most of the parts, you cannot customize these things. It's like what I told you about the raid and racing kits of some cars. So I went to, you know, I wanted to try something different, and I went with a red, white, and black and white sort of look with 8-spoke rims, which is not the kind of thing I like on a Mustang. I prefer, you know, combining black and white with smaller cars. So of course I bought the original 2015 Ford Mustang and give it my unique badass touch, which includes this tribal gothic-like decal. And the good thing is that if you combine it with a black, with a matte black paint, because of the sticker has a satin finish, it gives a pretty rad look, like this spider looking things, which I love. And I chose those rims because I thought they looked original. I also love the hood on this one. I chose this hood on purpose, and I love the safety pins here. So classic. And the lower spoiler here, very racy and very calling too. I also like this, the red part here. It reminds me the aerodynamics of the Ferrari 599, the Fiorano, and the spoiler is also pretty nice. It's small, but it looks nice, and in black combined with the anodized red paint I chose for this car. It's pretty nice. It runs like a dream too. And of course, this is nothing, but it's nothing compared with its bigger brother, the performance kit version of the Mustang. I mean, it needed this. It needed this hood scoop because, dude, what's an American car without a hood scoop? It's actually like the same car, but it has a more unique. It has this spoiler, yeah, straight from the 60s, and with the torsion bars and everything, it looks awesome. And I went with these, plain rims because I thought, hey, that's nothing, it's something unusual on a Mustang. Let's try it. But it still keeps the badass look and that, that killing desire it has. Yeah. The interior is a bit different too. I mean, it still keeps the wheel from the 2011 with a bit more of bells and whistles, as you can see. I mean, they even got the sync controls and everything. And you have more dials. It has a metal finish, which is something I chose. The red interior is also my choice. Too bad that the mirrors in this game don't actually work on the cockpit view. They do on the outer cameras, but they don't do it on the other ones. Dude, that's lame. Then of course I have the Dodge Challenger, because I'm a muscle car fan. Who doesn't want a Dodge Challenger or a Dodge Charger, right? Like the new version, okay? I prefer the original 1970s version, but they didn't have it, so I had to suckle up. So I went with this peach orange metallic look because I usually like orange or purple on the Dodge Challenger. Don't ask me why, but it's the kind of color I like. Also, this whole rims, look awesome. And it has the 392 Hemi, which is, the SRT8 kit from the 2012 Challenger. And man, does it look pretty. Out of my way! And if you ask me if I had to choose between the Challenger and the Charger, it's clear I like the Charger, especially because, it had a little brother called the Hemi-Cuda, Also, I wanted to try something different, and I made it a monster truck. But I know it looks ugly. Ew. I like the bumper, though. The safety cage there. Yeah. And that spoiler, too. Oh, and the fuel caps here. Pretty nice. I also chose the rims on purpose, because it goes with the paint, with the lower paint. And yeah, I wanted to give it some sort of Angel of Death flashy look, Yep. Oh yeah, I didn't show you the Dodge Viper I had. Haven't tuned this one though. It's just painted, and it's a stock version. So I need to paint it sometime. But since we're here, it looks pretty nice. Too bad it's the 2004 version. Or is it the 2010 version? I don't know. Oh wait, they stopped making it on 2010. Because I still prefer the new Dodge Viper, you know. Then of course, call me a madman, but I also have this Volkswagen Golf Mark 7, which is a GTI version, and it's speedy. I like to run it through the streets like a thug, like a boss. Yeah, it doesn't make much of a noise, but I'm glad they got the interior right. I mean, look at that. They even got the, you know, the buttons of the screen and everything right. Of course, I know someone with the original Golf, and you know the carbon fiber parts are actually more metallic finish here. But I'm glad they got it right. I mean, look at that. They even got the media buttons and everything. Oh god. So yeah, the interior is pretty stock, except they painted it blue because I wanted to. And as I told you, the Dodge Ram is actually a pretty versatile car in this game, and it's actually my choice for raid races. Because man, it's a truck, and I don't really remember anyone using a Dodge Ram as a raid car. And so I tried it on blue, then painted it then tried the second tone on white, and it got this white and blue, then I added this lightning strike decal here. And I realized it looked pretty good, and with the bronze rims, it's even better. It's pretty unique. I also like the LED lamps here. I know it looks like a micro machine, but hey. And look at this. Wow. This is like it's like living in a cage. Of course those aren't metal bars, but oh, he's working on a V8 engine. Nice. It's a Dodge. Get some respect. So yeah, I pretty like how this car went on when I worked on it. Of course, this is just one of my settings, and I've got more cars to show. So for example, I've got all 3 versions of the Nissan Skyline maxed out. This is the street version, which I went to a classical toge tune look. Maybe I should stop saying classical. And there we go. Can't believe it's an inline 6 engine. That's why, you know, the rims are 6-spoke. You know, classical Japanese look. Then I went with the raid version. Well, not the raid version, the dirt version, which is, you know, pretty uncalled for on the Nissan Skyline. Yeah, it has 4-wheel drive, everything, blah blah blah, but I actually kept the spoiler because I thought it kept the theme. And yes, there was no other option to use that, you know, that front bumper there, because I know it looks like an NFL player helmet there, but man, it's a Skyline, dude. You cannot get these on the US or Europe, which is also pretty weird because I think these cars are actually sold in Japan and don't have a left-hand drive configuration. Really? The steering wheel is actually on the right. How did they do that? They called some tuning specialist thing and made him, you know, the right hand driving for this. And this is the performance edition, my favorite, except for the body kit. They didn't actually let me choose the rear spoilers and everything. But this thing is pretty quick, I tell ya. V-Spec. Can't get wrong on that one. And I went with this radioactive sort of decal set with red and black. Because, you know, the cars are in that color. Red and black. Can't avoid that. Then, of course, I can be elegant too. I've got a Maserati. I have a Ferrari, why not having a Maserati? Huh? It didn't have many choices for customization though. But I love those rims, you know, Trident style. And I went with the, you know, the red interior because the blue one actually didn't fit. I mean it. And yes, I chose the Alcantara finish. It's an elegant car, but it has sporty features, so Alcantara. Because leather adds weight, and weight is venom for this kind of cars. Also, if you remember my Midnight Club videos, you might remember my 2003, 2005, whatever, Chrysler 300, right? So this is the 2012 version of the Snow Vixen, if you remember her. And I went with the elegant, classy style, but doesn't miss her, you know. This thing has a V8 engine. Too bad that in Europe, because Fiat actually bought the Chrysler group, what happened is that they sell this car without the V8 engine as a Lancia, known as the Lancia Thema, but it has a but it doesn't have the cool and style of the Chrysler V8 SRT8 engine. So it's a shame. I mean, it's a nice looking car. I love how they actually kept the rear taillights here. I also chose this spoiler because it's elegant. The rims too is actually a reminder of my Snow Vixen, you know, thing. And I like choosing this, you know, front bumper because of the additional lights. It's because I like rally things, okay? I can't avoid that. Then of course I have a Ford Raptor truck. I'm a Ford fan, can't avoid that. And this thing is the Raptor version, which has the 6.2 liter V8 SVT engine. And it's actually my truck for dirt races. When I want a normal car, I have the Skyline. When I want to use a truck, the F-150, the Raptor. Yeah! It actually makes me feel Australian though. You know that Holden Malu thing that has the Corvette engine? Wow, that's too much. But I'm actually happy with how this one came, and I love the rims too, which are the one of the official settings for the. It's one of the options for the Ford Raptor. Then of course I also like Aston Martin, and what's a British car without the British racing green thing, right? It's a tradition. And I didn't want it to spoil it too much. So I went with this simple 3-striped white decal and some elegant, sleek looking rims. The interior looks classy and everything, and I painted it with lots of black and red to give a unique look, but that doesn't spoil the greatness of this car. Of course, it's an Aston Martin Vantage. They didn't have the Vanquish or the DBS. And I couldn't remove those fins here. I hate those. I think it makes the cars worse. Of course, we all remember this car, right? We all remember Nick Cage actually trying to hump the car on Gone in 60 Seconds. I still prefer the original movie though. So I made my own version of the Shelby GT500. This is the street version, which I'm going to show you right now. And I went with this candy apple red color. It's actually my favorite color on the cars, special muscle cars. And a white stripe, because I couldn't color the GT500 side stripe here. And of course, it needed to have those 60s, you know, blender type. I think they're like blenders, right? Blender type. Let's get inside. Rims. The interior looks pretty nice. Just look at the dials coming in. Man, rest in peace, Carroll Shelby. I really miss this guy. But actually, this is not my favorite Mustang, really. My favorite one was the 1969 Bose 302. And I think people actually, you know, overestimate the Shelby. Yeah, it was a pretty powerful car for its time, but if I want a Shelby car, I prefer the AC Cobra, the 427. And this is my, you know, performance configuration. I like to call it the King of Pain. Don't ask me why. And of course, I went with a red, black, and white color mix. And the result, look at that. I think it wants to kill me after actually beating me up. So I went with a full red and black interior with a carbon fiber look, and of course the holy carburetor, because it needs one. What's an American car without one? I know most people say, no, you're going to spoil the car. Screw it. I like this car as it is. And it needs a hood scoop. It's an American car. What's an American car without a freaking hood scoop? And also for the future, I'm thinking on, when I gather the money and everything, I'm going to show you what I'm going to tune on the future. I want to tune the 2011 Chevrolet Camaro SS. I also want to tune the original Camaro RS from 1969. I know that the car goes far from 1964, but it was the only version of the you know, I could tune on the game. I'm not going to tune the Chargers. I'm already fed up with that. I know I had good Chargers back in time, but I also want to tune the Ford Focus RS because I think it was the best Focus ever. Yeah, it has a Volvo engine. Who cares? I'll maybe tune the 2013 Ford Shelby and the Chevrolet Corvette CR1. Too bad it's not the C7 version. That would have been badass. Stingray. I want to tune the Lamborghini Miura. None of the roughs. You know, RUF, whatever. You know, it's like some sort of shortcut. Not the Chevrolet Silverado. The Lamborghini Gallardo LP570. It needs to be tuned, especially the Superleggera version. I mean, it has to. And I also want to tune the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG. It's one of my favorite Mercedes, even the original 1954 one. It was awesome. And of course, I also want to tune the Lamborghini Aventador LP700. It needs to. It's inevitable. I tuned it once on Forza Horizon, and it's not gonna get untuned. It's not gonna get, you know, out of my hands. So, Now I'm gonna choose my favorite car of them all. I'm gonna show you what it can do. And maybe how, you know, how it can kill you in many, many ways. I know it's not the King of Pain. I'm sorry. My favorite of the bunch is the 2015 Ford Mustang. I know it looks ugly by most of the people, but it's getting into Europe, which is from where I'm from, and it looks aggressive. It's like a cute kitty who wants to scratch you to death. So first I'm gonna get a nice straight line, which is really hard in this game because, you know, CDs. So let me find the longest straight line. Oh yeah, this one will do. Financial District, New York. Yeah! Come on, baby. Show them what you got. Okay, by the way, those are kilometers per hour, not miles per hour. Okay, getting close to the 200s. 200 miles per hour. Dude, no! Wait. That reminds me something. Like, from many, many years back. Look at the scratches. That's gonna cost ya, okay? I'm gonna sue ya. Anyway, let's just get going. Oh, what the hell, man? I think that was the ugliest Lamborghini I've ever seen. Am I turning into a New Yorker? I hope not. Okay, let's go. Come on, baby. No, 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 no! How am I still alive? Dear goodness. Oh well. Hope you had a good time. I'm out. Yeah! Come on! You can do this, baby! Haha. You thought I was kidding, huh? Right? Of course I had to show the King of Pain. Oh, come on! That wasn't funny.